Regardless of which kind of Harry Potter fan you are, whether you read the books or not, it goes without saying that the Harry Potter universe is quite possibly one of the most intricate and well-written franchises ever told.
Turn to page 394.
And with such a vast universe comes a vast assortment of information. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm the Geeky Informant, and I dug deep into the interwebs to find 50 of the most interesting Harry Potter facts that you didn't know. Yes, even the most dedicated Harry Potter fan will learn at least a thing or two after seeing this video. You don't think so? Well then, let's put that knowledge to the test. In Greek mythology, a seer named Cassandra was given her powers by the god Apollo, who later cursed her so no one would believe her prophecies. Professor Trelawney's great-grandmother's name is Cassandra. During the filming of the kissing scene between Horcrux versions of Harry and Hermione in the final film, Rupert Grint was removed from the set for laughing too much. Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint both admit to having a crush on Emma Watson in the earlier films. Ever wonder why the fourth book is much longer than the previous three? Supposedly there was a huge plot hole that Rowling had to cover up, which led to the cutting of a character from the final story. On her official website, she states that the character's name was Mafalda, daughter of the second cousin who's a stockbroker, as mentioned in Philosopher's Stone. She also goes on to say that Mafalda was supposed to convey certain information about the Death Eaters to Harry, Ron, and Hermione, because as a nosy eavesdropping Slytherin who likes to impress, she does not keep her mouth shut when she overhears their sons and daughters talking. Unfortunately, however bright she made her, there were obvious limitations to what an 11-year-old closeted at school could discover, whereas Rita Skeeter, whom she subsequently built up to fulfill Mafalda's function, was much more flexible. The first Harry Potter book was published in 1998 in the United States, the same year the final Battle of Hogwarts was fought. Rowling has said, "I open at the close." All the food you see in the Great Hall scenes in Sorcerer's Stone is 100% real. Director Chris Columbus wanted to capture the elaborate feast from the books perfectly, and he definitely did. The only problem is the food spoiled really easily under the hot production lights and created a super unpleasant odor. That's why for future Harry Potter movies they froze the food and created molds to make the fake food look more realistic. Rupert Grint has an actual severe case of arachnophobia, so he didn't have to do much acting in the scene where he and Harry met Aragog. Hermione was meant to hug Harry and Ron at the end of the Chamber of Secrets when she runs into the Great Hall. However, since Emma Watson was too embarrassed to hug the boys in the scene, Christopher Columbus changed it so that she would hug Harry and then begin to hug Ron, but get too embarrassed and shake his hand. The change actually worked well to build up their love-hate relationship that continued throughout the books, and we all know how that ended. The only time Fred and George Weasley ever saw each other as old men was when they put their names in the Goblet of Fire. Oh god. Oh, the feels. The name Harry Potter is mentioned 18,956 times in the series. The fact that someone went and actually counted each time the name was mentioned, now that's dedication. Almost as much as making a 50 facts list on Harry Potter facts, am I right? So many fans visit King's Cross station to take pictures of platforms 9 and 10 that the station management erected a sign that says platform 9 3/4. Here's one for the non-reading fans. Tom Felton had not read any of the books before auditioning for the role of Draco Malfoy. Of the 7 Horcruxes, Harry Potter personally destroyed only one of them, Tom Riddle's diary at the end of Chamber of Secrets. The first and last words we hear Dobby say are Harry Potter. Oh man, once again with the feel! The actor who played young Tom Riddle is actually related to the actor who played Voldemort. Hero Phineas Tiffin is actually Ralph Fiennes' nephew. Filming the 7 Harrys scene in Deathly Hallows Part 1 was insanely complex. Daniel Radcliffe counted over 90 takes just for that single shot. The producers of Sorcerer's Stone tried to give Daniel Radcliffe green eyes and Hermione buck teeth just like in the books, but failed. Sadly, Daniel had a terrible allergic reaction to his green contact lenses and had to stop wearing them, while Emma Watson couldn't speak clearly while wearing her false buck teeth. Despite Harry Potter being referred to as a great wizard quite a bit throughout Sorcerer's Stone,
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard. And a thumping good one, I'd wager, once you trade up a little.
he never actually cast a single spell throughout the entire movie. Dumbledore is an old English word for bumblebee. Rowling said she chose the name because she pictured Dumbledore humming to himself. The first 5 years Rowling spent on Harry Potter were spent determining rules about what her characters could and could not do. In Deathly Hallows, Harry notices that Ron and Hermione fell asleep holding hands. Hermione's Patronus is an otter, which sleep holding hands with other otters. Expecto Patronum literally translates to I await a guardian in Latin. In an interview, Emma Watson said that she would sometimes be referred to as One Take Watson. Meanwhile, Dan was Do It Again Dan, and Rupert was Redo Rupert. One Take Watson. If only I was that way for recording this video. Maggie Smith was J.K. Rowling's personal choice for the role of Minerva McGonagall in the films. The occasional tongue flip done by the character Barty Crouch Jr. was not done in the book at all, and was improvised on the spot by Doctor Who's very own David Tennant. Hey, speaking of Doctor Who, J.K. Rowling was asked to write a Christmas special for the British TV show, but she declined. While filming Prisoner of Azkaban, Tom Felton's Hogwarts robes had their pockets sewn shut because he kept trying to sneak food onto the set. Alan Rickman wore black contacts for his role as Snape. Goblet of Fire director Mike Newell didn't know this fact when he commented on Alan's amazing eye color, and Alan surprised him by popping out his contacts right in front of him. The radish earrings worn by Luna Lovegood were actually made by Ivana Lynch, the actress who played her. Bill Weasley and Mad-Eye Moody have a familiar connection. Domhnall Gleeson portrays Bill Weasley and is the son of Brandon Gleeson, who plays Mad-Eye Moody. Can you spot the resemblance? Many cars were harmed in the making of the Whomping Willow scene. 14 Ford Anglias were wrecked in the filming of the scene where Ron and Harry crashed into the Whomping Willow. Voldemort was 71 years old when he died on May 2nd, 1998. J.K. Rowling was offered the role of Lily Potter in the Mirror of Ethered scene, but she turned it down and the role went on to Geraldine Somerville. Honestly, Joe, you would have fit the role perfectly. J.K. Rowling's requested that the entire cast be British. The only major exception was the casting of Vern Troyer, aka Mini-Me from Austin Powers, as Griphook. His American accent was later dubbed over in the film. The Duke Humphreys Library made a huge exception for filming the restricted section scene. Even though the historic library usually strictly forbids bringing flames into the library for any reason, they made an exception for Harry Potter. It was the first exception in hundreds of years. Tonk's hair deviated from the books. While it was described as bubblegum pink in the books, it was made purple in the movie because filmmakers felt pink should only be associated with Umbridge. In the Prisoner of Azkaban credits, 2 pairs of feet on the Marauders map appear to be kissing in a secluded corner. Now that's scandalous. J.K. Rowling has stated that Remus Lupin was a metaphorical representation of the AIDS disease, hence his desire to keep his condition a secret in fear of social isolation. Man, that's deep. The location and name of Hogwarts were chosen by Rowena Ravenclaw, who dreamed that a warty hog was leading her to the cliff by the lake. Rowling has stated that Pansy Parkinson did not end up marrying Draco Malfoy because Rowling always despised her. She's every girl who ever teased me at school. She's the anti-Hermione. I loathe her. When Fred and George Weasley bewitched snowballs to hit Professor Quirrell's turban, they were unwittingly hitting Voldemort in the face. In Prisoner of Azkaban, Trelawney refuses to sit at the table with 12 other characters because she would then be the 13th, and the first one to get up after that would die. In Order of the Phoenix, 13 members of the Order were sitting, and Sirius is the first to stand. Rowling has admitted that the Dementors are a physical depiction of her own debilitating experience with depression during her 20s. Does that mean that the Patronus is Xanax? Draco Malfoy's funniest line was improvised on the spot by Tom Felton. He made up the line,
I didn't know you could read.
because he had forgotten his real line. Harry Melling almost lost his role of Dudley Dursley. Melling lost so much weight between the filming of Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban that he no longer fit the heavyset character's description. Instead of recasting him, however, producers decided to put him in a fat suit for the movie. Voldemort awkwardly hugging Draco at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 1 was not scripted at all, but improvised on the spot by Ralph Fiennes. Tom Felton's shocked response by stopping in his tracks was totally authentic. Daniel Radcliffe went through 160 pairs of prop glasses by the end of the filming of the series. Neville asked the Sorting Hat to be put in Hufflepuff because he found Gryffindor's reputation for bravery intimidating. J.K. Rowling wrote 5 pages of words beginning with the letter Q before deciding upon Quidditch. Rowling has previously stated that the Harry Potter books might not have come to fruition if her mother hadn't died. She states, "The books are what they are because she died. Because I loved her and she died." And there you have it. 50 Harry Potter facts you probably didn't know. So what'd you guys think of this video? I'm thinking of making 50 facts you didn't know into a series, so if you'd like that, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel to get more informative content just like this. Your support is always appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, stay informed, my friends.